Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Sri Ramakrishna is giving advices to the householders to bear some definite relationship with God as you begin your sadhana. We went through so many things now amidst the advice to the householders. We saw Sri Ramakrishna telling, in order to realize God, one must assume these attitudes, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhura. These 5 attitudes we are expected to have with God. Here we see one thing is from our childhood, we come up in a particular tradition where we are introduced to God. Slowly, with the life experience, constant vigilance of the world, of ever changing, with impermanency and uncertainty of this world, makes us stretch ourselves beyond the nature. Is there any support for me in my life? Or nothing happens according to our will. Though we adjust and move within the limits, whatever is available, whatever is possible, we drag our life, but we have so many ambitions and desires, expectations from others in the family itself, which can never be solved or fulfilled. So, being disappointed at every step of life, though we get lot of pleasures of life, which is weakening our mind and strength, which is weakening our heart of feeling, with all that we cope up and move. And this experience, to see some support somewhere, develops from the childhood. We have been brought up in a tradition, and here the life's experiences, if with a little religious understanding, proper understanding, will develop the relationship with God. From Parichaya, we go to Sambandha. This Sambandha onwards, what type of relation did you develop is according to what is my inner content, what software I am made up of. That is the relationship I expect from God. It can be Shanta, Dasya, Sakya. Shanta, I am peacefully related to God in a transcendental awareness. And we see in this aspect, we will go a little deeper. Shanta, Sakya, Dasya, Vatsalya, and Madhura. These 5, this one, Shanta is most of the spiritual aspirants of a little spiritual understanding, which has a philosophical background of Advaitic tendency, like the sages of the ancient days, Vedic times. They develop a relationship. I am also spiritual existence. God is also spiritual existence. It is like Bindu and Sindhu. A drop of water is water, a ocean of water is also water. That identity as water remains. This development, even if when we take up God with form as personal God also, this awareness is essential. I am spiritual existence, independent of physical bodily existence, becomes absolutely necessary to go beyond the limitations of nature. We cannot, God to descend to the physical form that is perceivable by senses needs ecstatic love of God and absolute absence of the body awareness, which becomes a very difficult or next to impossible, if not impossible, for ordinary people to get rid of body consciousness entirely in love of God is very difficult. That God must manifest at the physical level and give the appearance to us. A good sadhaka also may have once or twice external vision of God, but just like we sleep and forget the world and body, we raise to the superconscious state of samadhi and experiencing the God in our own hearts, which is called Chidakasha, the space of consciousness in us, the space of matter, the space of mind, and space of consciousness. When we enter the space of consciousness, we get the vision of God. And how you have to slowly turn inward, dive within to reach. That is, dive within means I am leaving the bodily existence, I am leaving the bodily awareness, I am sliding within, I am moving towards my spiritual existence, I am going beyond body and mind complex. So, as I move inward, I see my consciousness expanding and slowly entering into the spiritual world where I can visualize my God. There we see awareness has shifted from body to my spiritual existence. The pure spirit, I am spirit, God is spirit. Being in the bodily awareness to visualize God is rather impossible unless God manifests Himself in the way that is perceivable by my senses. So, in Shanta Bhava, I have no excitements pertaining to any aspect of love, though it is transcendental love beyond the limitations of body, absolutely pure and divine, where body awareness is zero. Just like when I sleep, body awareness is zero. I am identifying with the dream body. So, like that, in Samadhi also, body awareness will be zero. Whenever we get even external vision of the God, physical, perceivable senses with this body and mind, body awareness will be zero. I'm opening my eyes. Through the eyes, I'm actually seeing the picture of God in front of us. Still, the body awareness won't be there. The less body we are more divine, more spiritual. So, the love between the God and man becomes possible only when we are in spirit. That is self, Atman. Atman is perceiving the Brahman. The Brahman has manifested in the form, and the self, the Atman, has manifested in the transcendental realm with a love body, Prema Sharira. And there you see the Atman and Brahman. The individual subjective ultimate is experiencing the objective ultimate, the Brahman. the transcendental, beyond the nature. So, in case of Shanta, here also we see in Shanta the whole body, mind, everything has become dissolved. I am experiencing my spiritual awareness independent of body and mind. I am calm. I am in a ocean of bliss. Shanta. Shanta means all senses, the karmendriya, jnanendriya, all these have become calmed down. There is no activity of the senses or activity of the mind. There is no pros and cons. There is no doubt or confirmation. It is beyond doubt and assertions. It is experience. Experience of the transcendental by the transcendental. The objective transcendental is experienced by the subjective transcendental. If I take form also, or if I don't take form also, I am at rest. I am at rest. And then I conceive God as pure spiritual existence, the Nirguna Nirakara also as myself are also Nirguna Nirakara. I will be experiencing total peace within, absolute Shanti, no movements, no excitements, only ocean of bliss, peace, love absolute. There is love. And I'm experiencing the objective ocean. I'll be like a piece of ice, block of ice, floating in the ocean of water. Somewhere in the depth it is there, because it is limitless. There is beyond space and time. When there is space is not there, here there doesn't come. It is like a ice ball placed somewhere in the depth of the ocean, where whatever direction you go, however much you go, you see only the water and water alone. In that limitless ocean of water, I am floating. And this floating, I am clearly aware I am also water. I am water. Except water, in ice, nothing else exists. And this is the Shanta Bhava. I am experiencing in God my existence, which is bliss absolute. I am experiencing my bliss absolute in the objective bliss absolute. A small block of ice is floating amidst the vast, unending ocean of bliss. So, this is Shanta Bhava. And slowly in that, I start melting away. Just like you bring ice and keep in front of the sunshine, outside in the sunshine, you'll see slowly it is dissolving away. There may be a huge hill of ice and a small block of ice. Both start dissolving to become Ekarasa, oneness. This is Shanta Bhava. Shanta Bhava, we don't become aware of the form of God, but His personal is being merged in the impersonal. My personal, the personality is merged in my spiritual awareness. I am fully aware of my spiritual existence, independent of bodily existence. My personality, my individuality, my identity are dissolved in my own self, Atman, awareness, my spiritual awareness, my existence, spiritual existence, independent of body, mind. In that, where there is neither name and form, no duality, only in my spiritual existence, I am this attitude will be in my awareness. I am trying to calm down everything. Shanta Bhava, I am adopting. In the beginning, I am adopting. In the end, it becomes natural. So, while adopting, I have the conception, this kind of conception. What is that Shanta Bhava is like? How will I go? All the Rishimunis of the ancient time, they were in that Shanta Bhava, attaining the peace within, dissolving in the inner peace, dissolving in the inner bliss, dissolving in the inner love, and then experiencing its oneness with the spiritual absolute. I have spiritual existence, which is not absolute, but God has spiritual existence, which is absolute. Because here I retain my subjectivity of being a spiritual being. I remain spiritual, it has no limitations, and all differences dissolve in spiritual. So, all my differences, all my varieties of personalities, my understanding, my knowledge, everything is dissolved in me. All differences, I and you in this world is dissolved. Myself and my body is dissolved. But only one difference. Ultimately, I have retained my spiritual. I am the spiritual being, and there is the another spiritual being in which I have to merge. I separate from the rest of the universe all aspects of my existence from the nature, dissolve myself in myself, and identify slowly, expand gradually, maintaining the inner peace, inner bliss, inner identity of spiritual existence, not bodily existence, spiritual existence. And slowly I am viewing God, who is infinite, eternal spiritual existence, unchanging, where duality is not there. And I am trying to experience that. I am maintaining just a single small duality in my awareness of myself. And this myself is unlimited. That is also unlimited. But like a magnet pulling a iron piece, it is pulling. And iron piece also has become magnetized, and the opposite poles are pulling. The Jivatman and Paramatman wants to. And in the awareness of the absolute existence, the Paramatman, Jivatman is in the presence of Paramatman, is experiencing the bliss of the Paramatman in the Jivatman, the oneness of the absolute. This is Shanta Bhava, where small amount of duality is maintained, where there is no duality. Because that is also spiritual entity, this is also spirit. That is also spirit, this is also spirit. But this apparent, there is no time and space in both. But in consciousness, in awareness, in Chaitanya, I am maintaining a difference where there is no difference. Maintaining a difference. Consciously maintain to experience. To experience. So this is our Shanta Bhava. All sages of the ancient Vedic times had this. And there you see, another Sri Ramakrishna says is, there will be I am identifying with the love body, Prema Sharira. It's made up of love. Eyes are made up of love. Ears are made up of love. With love eyes I see. And it is the one which is pervading my existence, my love body also, my senses also. There. Whatever I am is pervaded by that. Because of that pervasion, I am able to perceive that what is pervading me. So this is Shanta Bhava. Then we have the Dasya Bhava, which is of the even earlier with the other aspect of Bhakti. We have generally discussed these points, but here the specific relationship with God as Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhura are given here. So here we see the Dasya is another aspect of God's relationship the man can have. Actually, there are 108 relationships, so many more relationships. I can take any of the far off relations. My brother, my brother's son, my brother's this, that. So many ways of relating myself to this world. And you can take any of the relationship, but these are common. They are like with which our heart is accustomed to. Suppose I have a cousin brother. Cousin brother has a son. He is my cousin brother's son. I can look upon my God as my cousin brother's son also. But it doesn't give intimacy, and it is not a common factor for all. But these are the common factors, and they are like universal plugs, wherein we find common place where devotees of different stages and different state of evolution can come together under one platform. There we see this Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhura are different universal points, and we are accustomed with it, and we understand clearly what it is. In clear terms, there is no, and constantly we have been experiencing, passing through these things. These are natural bhavas independent of my relationship with it. So when I become Dasya, I look upon Lord as my master. In every field we see Shanta is being within myself. I am Shanta. This we experience even while just entering into sleep. If you observe yourself, you are entering into great peace within yourself. The Shanta we are accustomed. I want to be in Shanti. So this is Dasya also. See, within ourselves we experience now and then this Dasya. Even small things, desires come. In desires, I am a dasa of my own senses. Desires are dragging me. I serve my tongue with tasty food. It demands. It's my master asking me to serve. My mind, my senses, all. Suppose I want to eat some vada or some sweet, jalebi, and how the intellect, where is it available? How can I do? How can I get it? Where do I get the information if it is not available elsewhere? How to do it? And somehow I will procure all the material. How the intelligence is working, you see. Just to satisfy that master, the tongue, it runs about to get where is it available, where is it available, how much of I am serving, it is dictating me and I am serving. We experience day to night so many incidents in our life where we are dasya of. Can we have the same dasya bhava with God? Every person who is working in the world under some other for bread, for money, as a job, he is experiencing that dasya. He has to go there at a particular hour. He has to sit there. He has to put his attendance. In one way or other, everybody has experienced this dasya. Here, this dasya has a different meaning, not for self-satisfaction, but self-sacrifice. In love, in bhakti, in spiritual path, the whole of spiritual path is a constant sacrifice. Nothing seeking. And in that process of sacrifice, we start losing all the dross that has accumulated upon us. And slowly we evolve. Evolution. And this here we put the dasya, same dasya we have been doing everywhere, lives after lives, running after something. Because I have to acquire something means I have to pay something. There is something expecting from me something, and return I get something. In spiritual life, the dasya gets a highest value of being servant of the Supreme Lord of the universe, and it becomes a relationship in which I am eternally bound to an unchanging eternal reality which rules the entire world and beyond. This aspect of our life and existence we see blooming within. I am coming slowly to, by loving God and developing the relationship, what happens? The relationship of God awakens my divine existence. First it suppresses the animal nature in me. It washes off because I am understanding God as eternal spiritual being. Everything else is becoming, constantly changing. Here it is being, unchanging eternal reality into which I am getting embedded within. So here we see that I am slowly manifesting my inner divinity. The relationship is, it is slowly blooming. My divinity is blooming. My all other defects and what all past momentum that I have acquired towards the world is dissolving away in serving the Lord as servant. And imagine, first thing in dasya is elimination of ego. Elimination. I want to get rid of my ego. In servant attitude, the first removal, erasing is of ego. I become so small, and I become something that only God can lift me, help me, hold me, take care of me. And to that extent, I lose my ego. In Dasya, the first step is I am surrendering my ego. We will see again. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.